Well, hello and welcome. It's Sunday night in Melbourne tonight. It is cold and wet. I'm very thankful for heating tonight. I've got my long sleeves on. I don't have my lights. I tripped over them before and knocked them off. We've got Prince Philip funeral update news. We've got to check out KJ's Instagram because some very interesting things have happened. We've got Twitter tantrums. We've got saltsy, and we've got some EDB Twitter. Plus, there were 2 Instagram lives. Plus, there were a couple of videos, and one's been privated. So, we've got a lot to get through, and so let's get started. So let's start off by welcoming Nana Hock to the team. Thank you very much for becoming a member, Nana Hock. Very appreciated. Hello, Ballistic. So has anyone seen anything today of all the stuff that's happened? So it is crazy. But first of all, I know everybody... Well, welcome to the choir. So today, Buckingham Palace gave the information regarding the funeral for Prince Philip. So we want to, for Prince Philip. So I just want to show. I want to take you through that first, so we can have a bit of a look at it and see what's going to happen. So, you tried to save updates for the lives. Oh, Julianne said it's all not okay. So the BBC has given us the information here. So first of all, it's going to be held in the UK at 3 p.m. British Standard Time on Saturday, April the 17th. It will be held in St. George's Chapel, which is in the grounds of Windsor Castle, and it will be televised. Now, Prince Philip reported he didn't want a lot of fuss. He actually is entitled to a state funeral, but he's actually having a ceremonial funeral. Normally, he would lay in state as well, where people of the public could go and view his body. That's also not happening. His body is currently in this location here, which is the private chapel. And so what will happen on Saturday is he will go from the private chapel. They've got a car, and there'll be a procession, and it will go around here to the entrance here, which is St. George's Chapel. So his coffin is going to have his standard. So this is his royal standard. Now, you may not know, or you may know. Hello, everybody that's just come in. I've put the link to this article in my description too, so you can follow along. There is a book of condolences for people to leave a message to the family. I will also put that in the description as well if you'd like to leave a condolence as well. He wanted no fuss. So we've got this is a flag. So this is 3 lions and hearts from the Danish coat of arms and the white cross from the national flag of Greece. He actually has a Dutch Greece heritage. He was born in Greece. It's a very interesting story if you ever want to actually read the story, because he actually ended up being sent to the UK. His sisters actually got sent to Germany and were adopted in Germany. He actually was adopted by the family. As they say, everything is, he had a bit of a tough life and a really hard upbringing, if you read it. So the black and white stripes represent the Mountbatten family, which is his family. And he was adopted by the Mountbattens, by Lord Mountbatten. That's how he got his, hello, Fernando. That's how he got into his into the circles of royalty. And then there's the castle representing Edinburgh after his title. So this is his royal standard. They'll also have his naval cap and his ceremonial sword as well. So there will be only 30 people at the funeral due to COVID restrictions. Although it will be low-key as he wanted, it's going to definitely represent his life. So as I said, it's going to be taken from the private chapel through to the west steps of St. George's Chapel, and his coffin will be placed in a modified Land Rover, which he actually designed himself. They stated that he actually had a lot to do with his funeral. He actually helped organise it. It's interesting, both his and the Queen's funerals have already been planned. The procession will be led by the band of the Grenadier Guards, and it's going to take 8 minutes to get from one end to the other. Pallbearers from the Royal Marines, armed forces will line the route, and the members of the royal family, including the Prince of Wales, will walk behind. The Queen, of course, won't be doing that. Military guns will fire during the procession, and the curfew bell will toll. There'll be a guard of honour, and from the rifles will receive the coffin for the steps of the chapel, with the national anthem being played as the coffin enters the horseshoe cloister, which is here. So the coffin will be greeted by the Dean of Windsor and the Archbishop of Canterbury. There will be a minute's silence at 3 o'clock before the service starts. After the service, the Duke will be interned in the royal vault. So Prince Harry is on his way at the moment. The Prime Minister of the UK, Boris Johnson, has said he would prefer that his seat goes to a family member because there's only 30 of them. They can only have 30 people. So the country is now in a period of mourning, and it will end on the day of the funeral. So everything is half-mast at the moment. So they've given a minute's silence. So yeah, I'll get the book of the condolence for you. Now, I wanted to look at the Royal Vault, because the Royal Vault actually sits under St. George's Chapel. So what will actually happen? Oh, I don't think I've got it. So this is the Royal Vault here. What happens is that the coffin actually will be lowered into the ground. So St. George's Chapel, underneath them, so they're all walking on top of the Royal Vault. And so this is the Royal Vault here. And the Queen Mother and the Queen's sister are in the Royal Vault. And many of the famous writers have also been put in here. Now, they're saying that he will only remain in the Royal Vault until the Queen dies, and then he will be moved to King George. Which is off to the side, and they'll be put together. But yeah, it says the vault is lowered into the ground through a special opening in the floor of St. George's Chapel during the funeral. So very interesting. Yeah. That's right. So this King George Chapel. So it says the Queen Mother and Princess Margaret both died in 2002. The Queen Mother was directly interned in King George's Chapel next to her husband. So when the Queen dies, she will be placed into the vault of the King in the King George's Chapel, and Prince Philip will be moved to be with her. So it's all very exciting, all very interesting. So that's all the news. Yeah, so he's going to be in Windsor. St. George's Chapel is in Windsor. his story is very fascinating. Boris Johnson has given up a place at the funeral so another family member can attend. Well, that's right, because they've only got so much for no fuss. I think this is the least fuss he could have. He had a very hard child. He did have a very hard childhood. He had a tough, and I think that's why. Yeah, so Harry's heading home. I think that's why he has been so instrumental, particularly with the Duke of Edinburgh scheme in Australia. He was very instrumental in speaking out about the apartheid era in South Africa. So it's he needs 10 days quarantine. Yeah, he needs to have 10 days quarantine. However, they did say, I did hear tonight that if he gives up, if he does a negative test, they will shorten it. Apparently, that's the rules of in the UK. Apparently, all right. So that's all the latest. I know that people have been interested in what happens. So, for most people in our life, we haven't really had. Well, we've not had the consort die, pass away. The closest we've had is we had Diana, we've had the Queen Mum and Princess Margaret. So I think the Queen Mum was about the highest funeral that we've had. But this is next level. So it's going to be very interesting. So Saturday, UK time, and it will be televised, and I'm assuming it will be televised in Australia. They've published some of his gaffes, and it's very interesting. I used to Google to read up on it and saw Prince Philip's daily check. I thought that was kind of messed up. I know. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for oh, look, Gail, I'm onto it. And I'm just writing down timestamps too, so I can give timestamps so that people can view the parts that they want to see and they don't have to sit through all the stuff they don't want to. So we're going to go on to Instagram because we've had a bit of an Instagram dump today. There's a big, long post today where she says she's not sad fishing about her son. Then we've got to go to Twitter for Twitter tantrums and the Twitter mess. We'll just call it the Twitter mess. And she did two Instagram lives today, and I know there's a YouTube one that she privated, but Flow Rider is in the mix today. So it seems to be another day, another person in the firing line. Yes. How about a 41 gun salute in Australia for Prince Philip? Yes, that was pretty cool. Rick, go get your girl. If I miss something, probably. I'm a bit slow most of the time. All right, so let's head to Instagram. So we started off today with the cuteness in this photo is too much. I'm obsessed with these kiddos. Another day, another personality, possibly. Although I think we've had several today. KJ, because they're both in Minnesota. I know. Unfortunately, Rick gets tarnished with the same brush. Unfortunately, because I keep thinking, mate, that everyone in Minnesota can't be like this, can they? Can they? Watch Lila's personality take shape is so much fun to watch. Jackson is starting to look more like a little boy and not a baby anymore. They grow up so fast. So this is the Roloff children. So we meet them at the Roloff Farms pumpkin patch in 2019. My little boy Jackson played together in the sandbox. So obviously, Tori Roloff has actually replied to her stuff. Can you not stupid? I know because I live not too far from Windsor and have been there. Cool. Hi, Shelley. Hello, Loz World. Hi, Mum. It's Loz. Well, that is the $60 million question. I was going to say something, Shelley, Sarah, but it's not very nice, and I thought I'd better not. So this is Christine Brown's kids are all grown up. Even my favourite kid on the show, Truly, is looking like a little woman. Funny mention, Payden and Gwendolyn have had quite a few social media spats this past year over their political differences. I just realised they're on opposite sides, and she's wearing a feminist sweatshirt. I kind of love Gwendolyn for this shade right here. Really? Then someone says he's paid in a fundy, and she goes, well, the Browns are fundies. It's more like Gwendolyn isn't a fundy. I don't think the grown kids are choosing fundy, and it's great the parents let them choose their way and accept them no matter what. Some are super conservative like their dad. Payden is his dad. Ballistic says she reads way too much into things. Well, that's correct. I think that too. It makes me uncomfortable, says Solo 7, when she talks about other kids being cute when she shows no affection for her own child. Sarah Loves Donuts says she's an alien, I think, Nick. And Mary HB says, heck no, we are not like her. Mary HB is Minnesotan too. Hey, Gingerly. I expect aliens to be smarter. Yeah, so Mary HB, we have a few. Saturday appreciation bonus post for bonus mum Christina Shirley. Are you a bonus mum? What's the most rewarding, most challenging part of your role? Christina might be a bonus mum, but we know the truth that she may have given birth to Leah. She may not have given birth to Leah. She's for sure the only mum Leah knows. So this is a teen mum post. The word kiddo irritates me so much. Minnesotan. Is it Minnesotan? Minnesotan? Whatever she posts a picture of a child, I feel my body getting tense thinking the worst of her right off the bat. It's quite freaky, isn't it? We love our Minnesotans. Is it Sotians? Hey, everyone. That one got me out of bed to grab my phone. Oh, no. I don't know how she doesn't even skip a beat when he screams. I don't care how often it happens. You just do not have any reaction. No, it's Minnesotan. 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 Anyway, that's all right. I'm from Melbourne. People who live in Minnesota. I'm from Melbourne. No, Melbourne. Melbourne. Remember, it's like bin. All right. So this is so. Minnesotan. Katie is Minnesotan. Without a crystal troll. Thank you. Minnesotan. All right. So she's got here, Julie Rodriguez's sister Amy was in a horrific car accident years ago. As a result, she broke her neck. Amy is now a person with quadriplegia. Jill often uses her sister to push her test me of Jesus, while also reminding people that their lives could be worse. Individuals with disabilities do not serve to remind us how much worse life could be. No person is defined by disability. Are you thinking, Mamma Mia, here we go again, my. Individuals with disabilities and their caregivers do not need your sympathy, nor should they be used as a means to make you feel inspired. While disabilities pose challenges for the person and their caregivers, the bottom line is they are people first. Amy is likely a wonderful human, loving mother, sister, and friend. Focusing on abilities and strengths fosters a better example to the public. Speaking about disabilities is fine. Advocating means person-first language and not looking at the disability. Like any other discrimination of people with disabilities is rampant in our society. My family faces, here we go again. My family faces this daily with how people speak about my child or accuse me of child abuse based upon their ignorance about his disabilities. Please exercise compassion with people living with disabilities and their families. They get so much hate already, and they do not need further stigmas like what Jill does. How did that become about her? Can you imagine how KJ would flip if someone reposted? Well, I know she wouldn't like it. KJ wants sympathy. Gail says, good grief. Somebody else's lovely post is now about me. So I found tons of compassion and kindness, Katie. Says Sarah loves donuts. She said her kid could murder someone on YouTube, but what other people say is bad. She did say that, didn't she? She did, unfortunately. Her husband said it best. She makes everything about her. He did say that, didn't he? Wind Whispers. Right, so here we go. Here's another one. Now, if you remember, she did that live where she talked about Kori Nakatsu being Japanese, and then when she interviewed Katie's stepbrother, he said no, he wasn't. So now she's double downing on that. It could be worse for anybody. Yeah. Sometimes I do feel sad that KJ will know yeah. There is confusion that I made up the Kori Nakatsu story about his heritage. I did not make up the story. Kori wrote about his grandmother, Tommy, on their blog and made a movie about her. At no place in the blog nor the video did Kori state he was adopted. Why does that matter? Even if he is adopted, he was still raised by father who was Japanese. His father passed away. He was still brought up in the culture with his father and extended family. Even though he isn't biologically Japanese, his adopted family is Japanese. So this story is not made up. You just repeated yourself, but that's okay. Oh, I think hang on live stream. Hi, Heidi. How are you? Also, the documentary goes into great detail about his grandparents' arranged marriage, which he seemed very fascinated by and also wrote about on his blog. I was not being racist to bring up his story. His own interest in his grandparents' heritage and the customs he learnt from them. He wrote about it, and the movie highlights all of this. If you're interested, Google Tomi Nakatsu and watch the documentary. It's actually really well done, and I enjoyed learning about his family. Children that are adopted are family members, and he has the right to be proud of his grandparents and parents who raised him. So there you go. Let it go. Let it go. That's all she has to do, Gail. Let it go, Katie. Just admit you made a mistake. That's all she has to do is say, I apologize to Cory Nakatsu because I got it wrong. She has no idea. Oh, dear. But why double down? How many times did she say that he was about Japanese? Even though he isn't biologically Japanese, his adopted family is Japanese, so the story's not made up. Mary HB, I adopted my husband's daughter. She's my daughter, not my adopted daughter. That's right. And she did a whole Insta live on that as well. I think that's one of the ones. So the photographer posted this from the Jed and Katie's wedding. Jana, Jess's, and Ben. Jana, Jess's. What? I can't work this out. Jess. I think it's supposed to be Jessa, but it's JESS', Jessa, and Ben are not in this photo. And Anna Duggar is hiding. Who cares? I know, such a jerk. She can't take that a couple of people said she was wrong. If she shut up, it would have gone away by now. Feel for KJ's son and child living with a person who behaves in such ways, unpredictable, selfish, and scary, says Sarah Loves Donuts. Laura, she doesn't do apologies even if court ordered. Tanya says learning works better if you're open-minded. Just gingerly, just enjoying my coffee in the mudroom. Yes, we learned all about mudroom yesterday. Yeah, I think it's hilarious that when she was told about the Japanese heritage, all her peeps said, oh, Katie looks Japanese, fooled again by her nonsense. Yeah. She's exhausting, says Solo 7. Can't admit she's wrong. Look how she's still trying to. Yes, well, that's true. You can't see the end of the pics. They could be in there somewhere. Yeah, well, that's right. The pictures are cut off. They're probably around here. Mary HB. So, says, and Joy, apparently someone's picked out that Joy's wearing a different dress. Oh, they in the photo. Yes, I see them in the back. Anna's hidden again. Girl, Anna's hiding. Girl, if you're not pregnant and that ashamed of your body, we've got issues. Really? Who cares? Why are we caring? You don't wrestle in your mudroom yet, Sarah Loves Donuts? I don't know. I've still got to design my mudroom costume. This photo is all the girls together and Jill and Ginger on the outside. I think Jill is covering up Ginger's shoulders. They really don't want people to see her arms. What? She's a reporter. She can't be wrong, says Gigi. And pretty colours. They were pretty colours, yeah. So did Ginger change dresses? And someone says, this is from Justin and Claire's wedding. She didn't even state what wedding it was from. Like, really, the reach is strong with this one. And then someone says, I see Jill's knees. Oh, who cares? I find the smoking gun toddler Lucha is blown up and he's in. What a stupid thing to say, KJ. I know. It's like. Why does Sex Pest always find a way of overtaking photos? Like, dude was not clearly invited as a member of the wedding party. Sex Pest is also wearing sneakers. He always this damn sloppy? I'm pretty sure all the boys dislike him. And look at John David as their real big brother. Shout out to John David for being the big brother they all needed. But there are, look, he's in, that's Jed. He's not in the same clothes. He's in different clothes. They all went in the wedding party. No, not wearing pants. So many assumptions, says Ballistic. Who looks at wedding photos and comes to this? But see, so you've got Jed. I'm assuming this is Jed's. I don't know if it's Jed's wedding. So you got Jed. He's in different clothes. This one's in different clothes, different clothes, different clothes, different clothes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the boys are in the same. Cane Toad has been very conspicuous by his absence. Thinks he may have been told not to be online. Can't stand her. She's so bitter, says Princess Jax. The pants are under the dresses. And they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 have got brown shoes, and 3 have got black shoes. Wow. Well, who does she think she is saying how everybody in the family feel about Josh, says Heidi. If only she had an eye for fashion. I have a better eye than she does, says Rick. Hello, Maria. Long pants, trousers, I meant. 6 in the wedding party, the rest are not, says Mary HB. Correct. There's 6 in the wedding party. Like, they are wedding photos, says Solace 7. We know who the favourites are now. Oh, dear. Hey, Claire Murphy, how are you? So I mean, that she says, like, dude was clearly not invited as a member of the wedding party. Well, 3 of them are in black suits. I know he has issues, but why does she always have to go there? It's uncomfortable for the whole family when she does that. Well, yeah, that's correct. I think in Boston he had evidence of events, and it's been shown he had no such thing, but they have no other claims, and now his wife is totally going off. Yes, we're going to look at all of that stuff. So here we go. This is a really long post. This is a picture of her son. To my haters, I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you think I'm a beep mum, but I'm begging you to stop calling and reporting us to CPS. We are not abusive. Your reports are a sign of your ignorance of chronic illness and are discriminatory to him and his caregivers by continually reporting us because you don't understand his illness. Hang on, did she say to him and his caregivers? Shouldn't she say to him and us? We have never abused our son. He's been through more than anyone I know. He was born with part of his brain missing, which people don't understand how that affects every aspect of him. I have never fabricated his illnesses. To the contrary, I'd give up my life if it meant he would be cured. Accusing caregivers of medically fragile children of medical child abuse is adding stress to a life that is already too full. But she's his parent. Why is she talking about caregiving? She's the parent. People claiming to know me say I'm lying. They don't know me. We aren't lying. We've almost lost him twice. He's had multiple surgeries that no one can fabricate. He was never locked in a room for 10 hours. I keep seeing this lie cycle on Reddit. It's not true. My son is in school. He spends all day doing school or playing in our living room. Is he at – hold on. That's a contradiction. My son is in school and spends all day doing school or playing in our living room. My husband has never hit him. We've never spanked him. We do not believe in physical violence or discipline. Hang on a minute. Is she saying they don't believe in discipline? Because they should believe in discipline. Every child needs to have discipline. Or is she saying physical discipline? I am not sad fishing here. I'm showing you the face. I'm showing you a face to see he's a real person that is loved in our world. We just want everyone to know he's loved, and we'd like this vicious rumor that to stop that we've abused him. To the Reddit boards viciously spreading the lies that I abused my child, please quit. I see this lie reported repeatedly on the Duggar Snark board. It's not true. It wasn't true. To the WOACB Reddit that harasses me. You don't have the truth about me. What you perpetually cycle vicious rumors about my child that have caused CPS visits. Don't like me, I don't care, but this kid doesn't need your psychopathic lies affecting his life. It should be affecting his life. Should be an A. Stop being ableist, discriminatory because you don't understand his disability and the diseases. I love this kid, and I hope you know he's loved so much. He's thriving, and he's the best kid I know. So there you go. And then everyone's saying, stay strong, Katie, I support you. I'm really sorry this is happening to you. Send in love. So I have a few issues with this statement. Again, I know what she's trying to do, but her delivery is not the greatest, in my view. I believe that she's blocked by Duggar Snark. So how does she know what Duggar Snark is saying on me? Don't call CPS on me, but call CPS on everyone else. That's right, Rick. Oh, come on, KJ. The most bothered person. How did she make such a cute kid? I doubt there was another report. So Sarah loves donuts. Wait, disrespectful to him and his caregivers because she isn't his parent. Well, that's the question. The caregiver part has got me. Just waking up, KJ lying as usual. I see. Hello, sweet Tina family. Wait, are we expecting another CPS report or one to come? I don't know. I don't know whether she's talking about the same CPS report or a different CPS report. I'm really confused by this. For me, I would have preemptive strike because she wants to call CPS on Flo Rida. Correct. Well, that's right, because she's interviewed Flo Rida's, the mother of Flo Rida's child, and apparently he's behind in child support and doesn't want anything to do with the child. So now she's, online school, right? We knew this narrative was coming, says Gingerly. I don't like her using the word give. Hang on, her child is neurotypical. He does not have brain missing. Not convinced it's not school or caregivers. Why does it have to be someone from online? Well, I'm wondering if it's not a mandatory reporter. Her son was premature. That is not a picture of a premature child. Reverse Google shows that is somebody else's baby's picture. Really? No way. Unbelievable. In the US, you can opt for online school? Okay. Well, you can. It's called, we have distance education here, which has to have recommendations from the school and a doctor or somebody that the child can't do normal school. And the other thing is, for those that live in regional areas, there's School of the Air, which is where they used to call in on the radio on the CB and do school over the CB radio, but now it's all online. Yeah. That's the photo she puts on Twitter. She says she loves being a mum. She put her socks on. I think she uses him and makes him out to be less than he is, says Wind Whispers. Yeah, she can talk about other people's kids. Also, why baby picture? Why not a current picture? It may be her nurses or teachers calling with the calls. I would think CPS would look closer at the caller, says Mary HB. What about the lies she spread about other families, says Solo7. No discipline. I see that working well in years to come. No. Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is she talking about physical discipline, or is she talking about discipline in general? KJ, you did a video on Mother's Day and her son's birthday are the worst days of her life, and she hates being a mum. Heidi says she's banned by those 3 Reddits, but on Reddit banning just means she can't comment or make a post. She can come in and read everything. Silly to make banning more like muting. Okay. I've never heard her say part of the brain. Hello, Sweet Tea. Yeah. When I dealt with her on Facebook, she always liked to take other people's stories and make them her own, says Fernando. Wow. Wow. How do you do a reverse? I know, reverse Google, hey? This is where her trashy story about it comes into play. We all have the option where I am. Tanya says, statistics, KJ, has she seen her social media stats? Probably. So stupid. My personal time runs in different speeds, but how does she have time to spend time with her dear family? Can someone reverse search? I'm not on a PC, or I would. He'd have to have NG dreams. I bet it's fake, says Sarah Lifetime. Carol, hello from Edinburgh, Scotland. I love your laughter, but also your class dealing with KJ. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Carol. Welcome from Edinburgh. Where the Duke of Edinburgh got his title from. We are back in school full time here, grades level. Cool. I don't know if that is a picture of a son or not. So I don't know how you do. The more reports, the closer CPS looks into the investigations. Hello, Tamara. Oh, you did Windows Spiz. You didn't find any matches? Okay. No, I don't know how to do a reverse Google search. If it was one of the nurses, wouldn't that be really investigated and definitely believed? KJ then would not be telling us the real story. Okay, cool. The Flow Rider video was set to private a couple of hours after it went up. Maybe she's in trouble again. Interesting. Yeah. One video says he's 1.7 billion with his illness, so literally the only person on the earth. Really? Wow. I did the image. Oh, okay. I think because he's supposed to have been premature and he was supposed to have tubes and everything in his, he was supposed to not be able to breathe very well. I think that's why the thing is. So I think, Poppy, what they're saying is if they would think that he would have more tubes on him. That was all. So then we've got super cute post, front hugging bliss. They look very happy. What I will say, they look very happy. They look like they're enjoying themselves. And they're on the beach. And someone says, look at them in their one of 3 sets of clothing. Oh, they can't stop front hugging. His front teeth look crowned. Might you do a YouTube on which Duggars are the most likely to be gay? Really? Like, why? Out of this whole arranged marriage thingy, this is probably the best photo they have had together. She's just jealous she doesn't get any front hugs from toads anymore. Gale reports from known entities have equal weight. Whoops. Front hugging, good grief. We had 41 guns that were cool. 6 weeks premiere as a twin for weeks after birth. Lucky mum got to sleep and cover. No tubes aside from usual. Okay. Oh, you're a twinny. Front hugging, please. Someone make her stop using that term. Some of her followers are gross. That's why she likes Instagram, because she's able, like, they're just. Just seems jealous of anyone that might be in love. Double trouble, hey? disturbing to be quite truthful. She's vile. Says, hello, Sam. How are you? Some KJ followers seem more pathetic than her. I'd like to see this proof. I've searched a dozen image sites. She's the only person I know that loves to share CPS was her house. Gosh, it's not something you should be proud of. And why is it okay to continue tell about her son's complete medical history overshare? Oh, front hugs. Haven't had any for years. I had 3 premiers. Well, Harrison gave me a hug today. Was that a front hug? Oh, I know. I just... Then she said it was represented. All right. So this is her Twitter. She says, tonight I interviewed Alexis. Her son Zohair is almost 5. His dad, Flo Rida, is behind on tuition, child support, and won't acknowledge his existence. Zohair has autism and other special needs. Flo Rida won't pay for his kid, but travelled on a luxury trip with Ashanti this week. I've been keeping a secret from all of you. For over a year, I've become friends with... She's amazing. Son Zohair is almost 5, beautiful, happy, and has autism. His father is Flo Rida. Flo refuses to acknowledge him. I love Alexis. We bond as mother of children with disabilities. When you meet another mama going through what you do, there is kinship. I can't explain, but I also love her personality, her fight, and her drive to do what's best for her son. She's also fighting for her son, and Flo isn't making it easy. Alexis is starting a YouTube channel and wants to share her journey. She's gorgeous, intelligent, and she matters. She's not a groupie on the 18-year plan. She was a woman who met a rapper, got pregnant, and got abandoned. I want you all to know her and love her as much as I do. Zohair's story matters, even though his dad doesn't care. Apparently she's got a lawyer. She was so sweet, and you can tell she absolutely loves her baby and will do anything for him. I love her. Does he pay? So she's posted the live. Someone says, can you post your live for those who missed it? She said, uploading to YouTube. Oh, man, I just went to YouTube to watch it. Looks like the video has been privated. She used to private them after 24 hours, but never this quick. She keeps blocking people on Insta. Soon she'll complain there's no engagement there. Michelle, I've had 3 premiers and that baby doesn't look like a premie. I feel sad thinking one day we'll be able to read all of this. I bet they aren't friends in real life, just friendly, just online. Carol says, to me, she seems a sad, jealous, bitter woman. I wish she would say something positive and nice, but constantly dragging young people for their bank account is wrong on so many levels. They're young and starting out in life. I'm not saying the Duggars aren't... Some of their beliefs and some of the things that they believe are really off the wall. But nobody deserves... I mean, she talks about she keeps talking about her being harassed. They're getting harassed constantly. With KJ squealing, people don't like her. They just proves she's full of, you know what? What one did she private? Did you get to see it? No, I haven't seen it. Wind Whispers. Saying I never had this. By the way, I have a child with autism to Katie. However, if they did show up, I certainly wouldn't be blasting it to the world. Dang, I don't get why she's so proud. I don't understand why women who meet someone fall pregnant and then expect the dad to stand up when they weren't in a full on relationship. It's amazing how much it happens when the father has money. When I say I love someone, it's genuine love. What do people say I love you when they don't have a relationship with that person? However, if DNA has shown him that the child is his, he should pay something, says totally clueless. I have a vivid alone. Imaginary hugging is much more fun. 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 Imaginary hugging is The parts where she's right about the Duggars gets lost with the nasty commentary. Correct. That is a good point, though. We can't find looking. KJ wants to make the rules but not follow them. That's Duggars' choice. Says Sweet Tea. I think the Duggars are cult like. I don't agree with their views, but she's been a crazy stalker type person, and it's far more concerning. Oh, it's on her Facebook. Well, that's right. Again, we saw what happened with the royal interview with Meghan and what happened there. Flo Rida blocked me because I reported a story on him neglecting his son with autism, but he can certainly go on a luxury trip with Ashanti this week and drop her with 40K cash for her 40th birthday. Why isn't her amazing loss? She got blocked. How dare he? How dare he? Ashanti must be his current partner. How dare he give somebody 40K for their 40th birthday, hey? How dare he? Why are you believing it? Two sides to a story. You don't like it when BP's done and you said about you. Then you wonder why. You wonder and beg for people to leave you alone. Are you blind? Do you not see what you are creating? So you made a post asking people not to call CPS on you, but then you turn around and do the same thing to him. What's that about? She didn't report him. She did a news report on him. Big difference. I reported a story. There is a big difference between reporting a story and calling CPS intake lines to report a false claim because you hate someone. Clogging up our overwhelmed system taking us away from homes and children that actually need attention and endangering them further. Love a social worker that sees false claims often and just wants to make sure kids that actually need me can get to me. She based a lot of Facebook around the carrot. Was that when she had the mothers group, Fernando? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is he not with the other woman? So what does it matter? Correct, Julianne. He blocked. Claire, I agree. That mum was claiming she couldn't work because she was too busy with court. She's demanding Flo Rida pay for a specific school and other expenses. The mum should pay half. Oh, are they their family, are they? And are not dating, they are family. According to Ashanti, good friends. Obviously, if he gave her 40 cash, but 40 cash is nothing to them. Okay. So someone says, can we normalize identity first language for autistic folks, please? I'm actually autistic and I don't have autism. I am autistic. It's not an accessory. It's my brain. If you have a concern about a child's safety, does not bring up CPS. Oh, it does not plug up CPS. So then, DM me if you want to soup. If he blocked you, Katie, that means you're doing your job well. I'm here for it. Expose this deadbeat father. Really? My son prefers to be referred to as being referred to autistic rather than person with autism also. Thanks for sharing this. I used to say autistic person, but I saw a movement stating you should say person with autism. I'm a teacher, and it was a big movement in many teacher groups. It's really helpful to read what someone that actually autistic thinks about the issue. I'll go back to saying autistic individual in the future. And then she goes, this is KJ. You are an adult that has made that choice for you. I don't make choices for my son. How old is he? My son doesn't even understand that he has autism. So I consider that and use his person first. Oops. This thing has been... I have to say, Tanya, I'm not a toucher. I don't like people too close to me. Her sheep, always there. KJ has no care for other people. She just says, reporting abuse, she alleges. Why doesn't she just refer to him as her son or by his name? It's always my autistic, medical, fragile son. His diagnosis is not who he is. It doesn't define him. I don't introduce my child by her diagnosis. And she's making a decision for him. Ballistic, I personally refer to my kids by their names, not their diagnosis. Seems KJ. Hello, Jennifer. It seems she gets giddy over people's struggles. It does seem like that, doesn't it? So there were 2 Insta lives today. We'll look at those in a minute. So let's go on to Twitter. So there's been a whole heap of stuff on Twitter today. As women, we want autonomy with our bodies and the right to choose. If we do or do not abort. So why should a one-night stand be responsible for deciding to have a baby, says Claire Murphy. I think my 24 chart is now not a hugger. All right. So she started off with this. Good morning to my haters that are mad I didn't go live and lose it on Instagram or YouTube. Sorry, but that's not going to happen this time. I just shared what I shared and went to bed. Now, that image appeared as I was going to bed last night. I had nightmares. Sympathy, well, she just went. All right. So now she's got this big thread here. All right. Michael Esquire, Salts Esquire, I am demanding that you stop tweeting about me or at me. I'm a represented party. I have only spoken out because of your continued tweets, which have falsely accused me of hacking and hiring hackers this week. My attorney is the only person you should be talking to. All right. So there's all these hidden tweets. Sarah, I see nothing wrong with using autistic rather than person with autism. A diabetic person isn't a person with diabetes. I mean, I see both sides, but I don't like saying it with. Hello, Dom. How are you? What's with the recent calling out of the haters? I don't know. Is that how she sees herself? Yeah. Then she says, please stop accusing me of crimes. I've not hacked anyone, hired hackers, used trolls or anything else. I am growing scared for my safety because of the continued accusations and death threats I've received from anonymous people demanding info or I or my son will be murdered. I want peace in my life and I am at breaking point. Please let me be. You have my lawyer's number and the only place you should be handling things is with him and not on Twitter. Please leave me alone. So then we've got responses. We've got yes. She started at you idiot. She's attacked Salts and EDB yesterday, making all sorts of obvious false accusations. All had been nice and quiet and everyone was ignoring her, but she couldn't stand for that. Salts and EDB stated facts to correct her false narrative. How very righteous of you. Thank you. Not sure why you're attacking me, though. Surely you don't like children being threatened with SA and death. There are consequences to our actions. All right, here's Big Kev. Big Kev. Big Kev. I wasn't questioning her right to keep a child. I was questioning her right to demand decent life suffer. I believe in personal rights, but also the father's side also. I love Saltsy's tweet saying if anyone comes at him to do it during business hours and he'd deal with it then. Yes, he did say that. These rants are following closely after Lorianne's interviews. Yes. Well, we were expecting something. I don't get it. Nowhere has he accused her of hacking, nor did he tweet her. Story about how she used another family's photo for her gain. I call him Big Kev. Oops. She demands privacy, people not to mention her look, but she does it to everyone else. I know it's really strange. We all know she's not had hundreds of thousands. She's so ridiculous. Kev, right on time. He's her new bulldog. They're both. She's entitled to that high lifestyle. She wants this to end. She loves the attention. All right, Kev. Anyone's actions are none of your damn business. This isn't karma. It's targeted harassment, and it's cowards like you and your friends that have this woman, this mother of a child, simply providing commentary to topics not even covered by her. Yet you all target her. That makes no sense, Big Kev. Big Kev, I'm excited. I think he means to say she's not the only one that covers the topics. But anyway, I'm happy to correct your English, Big Kev. The White Knight is getting old. Katie, why did you even start the thread about Business Insider? Salty and Emily haven't even talked about the case since it ended. Remember this feeling and growing from it? How many times have you made others feel this way? I believe karma and never wish it bad upon someone. I hope you find your peace and allow others the same. Unfortunately, we've seen your cycle of behavior over and over. Bully, victim, bully. Go away. Oh, Big Kev. Go away. Leave her alone. You're the bully and your ugly ways. Very nice. Always commenting on others' looks and making disgusting, disparaging remarks about women. You clearly hate yourself at least as much as KJ hates herself. What a pair. Two people who hate themselves and can only pretend to like each other. And now you can let me live mine. Then stop. Has anyone seen the death threats received? Says Claire. All right. So that was all of that. I think that was her. All of that. I think was that her whole day. No, it wasn't her whole day of tweets. Okay. So somebody else says, so why didn't you at him though? Because they've got each other blocked. Demand, lady, get a grip. He hasn't done anything to you. If anything, you are harassing him. You sure do act entitled with telling people what they get to do. You are a petulant child. Grow up and stop acting like the victim in every situation that you get yourself into. You're trying to reason with a psychopath. It won't work. She's completely out of touch with reality. WICB official is a joke. I find it funny that she demands that Sotsi leave her alone. He surely could not give an F about her. I hope she does crack. I cannot wait. Everything has been quiet until she attacked Sots and EDB yesterday. She's actually demented and needs to be the center of attention, good or bad. What must her childhood have been like? Imagine the endless temper tantrums. Maybe Sots will listen to your demand about as well as you listen to Tidy's request for you to shut your mouth. Disrespect, despite KJ's repeated attacks, always notes lawsuits are stressful and encourages compassion for KJ. Even without a crystal ball, it seems clear KJ taking a break from Twitter is probably the most compassionate thing she could do for herself. So that's from the subreddit. Perfect clip to me. Love when it's fair, when you're the one lying about Tadi and getting hate, death threats sent her way. But when little Miss Joy over here is exposed for being a horrible person, she goes and cries on Twitter. Please go off social media and stop crying online. To anyone reading this, go to Salts and look at his tweets reply. He hasn't tweeted at her once, and he tweeted about her after she spread misinformation. This will get me blocked by KJ, but whatever, girl's a mess. So I'm confused. Is Business Insider lying? So that was that one. So it's just lots and lots of stuff here. You're just being a clown at this point, attacking people nonstop, and then whine around when they respond to your lies with proof and consequences. Did you think that would bring you views? Sorry, I don't see any tweets about you. My personal opinion, if you're having an issue, your attorney handle it. You cannot demand anyone to do anything if it was all true. then you would have stopped sending out hateful, misleading messages. People aren't speaking about you. They have better things to do than that. Grow the beep up, woman. No one cares. Deal with it. %. You think this angelic mother of a child, Big Kev is cane-toed. That's your theory? It's funny. That's a few people's theory. I just think of from just think of Big Kev from Shamwell. Didn't you do Shamwell? If they were arguing on the same side, I've not seen. Does Kev know her real name? No, I don't think he does. So, okay, so it's Sassy says, I hate it when Katie tries to educate people on autism because she's one-sided. She thinks she knows it all, won't hear any differences. EDB in her responses to said the Swanson case is unrelated to KJ, but EDB also linked the two cases in the first 5 minutes of her first lawsuit video. She said that she thought that there were similarities, didn't she? Or that they were. She didn't think she thought that they could be linked to a same source. I think from memory, my memory's not good. I forget all that. Oh, it seemed like, yeah, this was just today's. Yeah. This is just today. That's KJ's version of let me speak to your manager. Well, actually, KJ's more than welcome to speak to my manager. I don't know that my manager would be happy to speak to him. Hey, I don't know my manager would be happy to speak to KJ, but KJ can speak to my manager. If you get to tweets, okay, I won't do that. Okay. Hypercritical Katie Joy. I'm surprised isn't Karen. EDB's complaint is often about bias is saying it's unrelated, but it was talking about the cases. I'm not saying KJ is right, but EDB is being very disingenuous. So EDB is steering a little off course in public sense. I'm especially with a high. Okay, it was totally off beam implying that about EDB. EDB only discussed it so much because Brown filed so much. She had other cases to report in between. So then we have just put here. I honestly love being a mum. It's my favorite job in the whole world. Never forget that day I held him for the first time. I've never been more in love, and every day I'm so grateful to be his mum. And so he's the cutest, so cute. Kev, oh, how precious. Precious! Precious! I want to be a parent so bad. Kev wants to be a parent so bad. Predict this IG trashing. Finally got the engagement. Seems she's been desperately caught in sad fishing. How can you love being a mum? You spend so much time online. You're practically a non-parent. So there you go. Yes, and we're only on Saturday. She covered the Swanson case beforehand, but she did say when she started reading the KJ case that she thought there was similarities in the two cases, or in some of the things that were brought up, and wondered whether Swanson was in fact KJ's source. But she's entitled to opinions how children get their intelligence from their mother. She really gives her opinion unless it was for what could be the next step is. Honestly, she doesn't act grateful and acts resentful. KJ and Teddy has made its knowledge about the Teddy case against her when the reality proves her wrong. Pretty Pickle is me and blocked on my other account. Is Big Kev's best. I don't know whether they're best friends with Scarlett. Let's have a look. The more one knows, I have only 2 social media accounts, YouTube and Facebook. I don't have a Twitter. I can see public tweets, but everything else is seen online if I want. So Poppy says EDB is entitled to her opinion, just like everyone else. My opinion is that she's not an objective commentator, at least for this case. Just want to get this. All right. So then she says that's an Instagram live that she did. Evan Lee said there were similarities because both can say the same typos. Okay, just comment EDB so much that I'm pretty sure EDB has some personal feelings attached to the case. KJ off it every time she spoke of it, so why not speak of it? Is how. Well, that's true. I heard that there was another filing, Gail. I haven't seen anything, but I believe that there's been some documents filed to bring the case forward. That is my understanding. I've read it. I've not seen the official documentation, or I've not heard a report on it. But there was some movement. Tonight I interviewed Alexis. Her son's hair is almost 5, so that's that same thing. Now, this is the privated video, exclusive interview. I'll never listen to his music again after this. Video is unavailable. It's private. And that's the Twitter. How you compare her tweets today to Salt's, at least he's pretending to be a professional in his snark. True. So we'll go to Saltsy because he had some snark. Well, he... In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually just writing down the times that I'm moving on to all these topics so that you can, if you're on the replay game, you can just go back to the section that you want and you don't have to sit through the whole time. Because I tell you what, the 5-hour marathon was amazing though. It was curious. That's right. If they bring the case forward, that may be why the filing is taking so long. It might be. I feel bad for V. He's going to spend his entire life alive in the basement. How depressive assassinos. Swanson wants discovery now, even though jurisdiction has not been decided. Yeah, there's a minute order. Oh, Truthfully, I know that there was a video done. Yeah. So, because press. Thanks, Tamara. Yeah, so I'll have to have a look at that. But as I said, I knew that there was a filing. I don't know, but I heard that they were wanting something else happening. We've got 112 people watching. Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching. Too bad KJ never listened to Flow Rider again. Couldn't imagine her jamming out to low apple bottom jeans, boots with fur. Yeah. All right. So this is what was said. Sorry for not following Twitter today. Had practice to get the girls ready for 2 games tomorrow. Maddie will be the starting pitcher and lead off batter. And we saw the Dodgers beat DC. Anyone wishing to come at me should do so during normal business hours. I'll deal with it then. So that's probably one of my favorite listeners. All right, so that's what I thought. He responded again. So that's what he said there. And that's a pinned, and he's actually pinned that tweet, because if you notice, her tweet about him was pinned, so he's pinned his tweet about he's pinned his tweet back. So he's really just talked about Dodgers. All right, so that's that one. KJ's always had info something ranked up the other night. All right, so now we want to look at wake up. I've decided to disengage with KJ Bant until things. All right, I'll see you. Thank you for joining us, Sweet Tea. Well, it was Saturday, of course. Salty was spending time with his family, and it's KJ trying to make a buck. I haven't been able to keep up with everything, but I suspect a slight connection to them as well. I'm just assuming opinions based on your legal education and experience. Do YouTube play commercials during lives or just replays? I'm curious, as I've premium for years. I forgot about commercials. I'm not sure about lives. No, they do put them in the replays, I believe. Sazzy, not in the. I don't believe it happens in the lives, but happens in the replays, I think. Just to change the subject, I vote Joe Class is Australian woman on YouTube. Well, thank you very much, Carol. Second that ballot. All right. So you'll see. All right. So here we go. This is Emily. So says you picked the fight first. She said, wait a second, no one was talking about her. And then she started talking beep and making allegations and false accusations. People responded to what she said, but now she wants to be left alone. She was alone until she stirred it up. And then there's another response in there somewhere. Came across this book in the post-truth tonight. Some feel emboldened to try and bend reality to fit their opinions rather than the other way around. I feel so seen. Did she? And then I think she did another response as well. All right. Just be respectful in chat, please, everybody. I'm fine. So she says, and then she posts this, her sense of reality is so skewed and she's always the victim, although she perpetuates the same behavior she's complaining on others. So she says, I think EDB's channel has allowed people to become at an all-time nasty. I wish someone would make a video on her. I've never seen her chat. But I know the haters are obsessed with her because she was so hard on me during the lawsuit. I saw a lot of her tweets sort of were mocking me, not staying quiet. They all have the same talking points that she just read court documents. She literally never once called out Salts for how he acted. He was provoking me nonstop, but then she accused me of being the one that wouldn't shut up. He's still accusing me of hacking every week. And she said, clearly not seen our chat. So doesn't have any money. Well, no, of course she wouldn't. Of course she wouldn't. At least if you have premium, they give. Yeah, we do get premium. We do get being massive. She's been massive, sassy. So that is all the Twitter stuff. Now, would you like to see one of her Instagram lives? We don't have to. We can just keep chatting. Oh, hang on. Bye, Fernando. When is this over? So from what I understand, creators make a tiny bit more revenue from creator with YouTube. You want Instagram? Okay. Yep, she put in 2 long ones today. All right. All right. Here we go. This was 10 hours ago. There was also one from yesterday that we haven't looked at yet either. All right, so let's have a look at this one.
Saturday night. It's a hot mess express. Hi, how is everyone? Hi. Hi. You guys are so cute. It's kind of a mess in here.
Hello, Carrie. Welcome.
Hard in the house. Just getting the son to bed. It was a dinosaur disaster. There was a dinosaur fight down here today. Well, thanks. I don't think I even took a shower today. No.
That's not something that I'd want everyone to know. But seeing we're both being honest here, I've had 2 today. I've had 2 showers today. I had to have 2 showers. I wasn't very well this morning, and I had to get changed 3 times. So I got up. I wasn't feeling well. I had a migraine, and I started vomiting, and then I was okay. Got dressed, and then I needed to vomit again. So I vomited all over my clothes and over myself. I know you want to know all of this, don't you? So jump in the shower, get out the shower. No, I haven't, Heidi. So get out the shower. Then I can't find my purse. And so then I thought, I know I had recycling. So I went to the recycling bin. Then I dirtied my clothes, and then I had to get changed again. And then I've had another shower this afternoon. So there you go. Too much information, but yes, I've had 2 showers today. 0 filters. That's the problem. I see. If I stop talking about it, then she would again collect more viewers who believed everything she says. So.
Makeup, no. I don't even know if I brushed my hair, to be honest. I just pulled it back, and it's a hot mess. I am the hot mess express. Sister vibes. Dinosaurs rock. They do. We have a Camp Cretaceous event in this house. It was a pretty mellow day here.
It was a mellow day. Have you seen all the Twitters? Pretty mellow day. How did she not know if she brushed her hair? What? She's like, well, it's not the going online, it's the telling everybody.
Still like overcast. I don't feel like I really worked today. So
I thought weekends was your family day. The only thing is we can't see the comments that people are writing.
this isn't really work to me, to be honest. Like, work to me is sitting in my office and editing and filming and that kind of stuff. Like, I didn't do any filming, no editing, playing on my Instagram. That's not really work. Usually I'm just like sitting here and my son will be playing with his dinosaurs, ignoring me. My husband will be doing some woodworking and I'll just play on my Instagram. So, yeah, pretty.
She plays on her Instagram. Do you notice the jumper she's wearing? Have a look. Do you notice what her jumper says?
I tried to work out and then I got distracted. It was just a messy day. It's been a very messy week. What's my favorite dinosaur? Stygimoloch. That's mommy's favorite.
It's a shirt. If you can't see, it says Katie and it says noun and it says something, and smart. Yeah, that's the one with her name on it. Hello, Aussie girl. That's the one with her name on it. Remember when she did that live and then she got annoyed because everyone was calling her by her name?
Stygimoloch. It's been like overcast and rainy like all week here. Very, very awful. Okay. So who is going to go live? Who wants to go live? Who is going to go live?
Yeah, so it's her it's a shirt with her name on it. She's been smoked since the court case was dropped. Toad the Builder. Catherine, did you match? I'm not supposed to. It was meant for other Katies. Ballistic. That hoodie was not meant for you, Katie. I don't know what's going on, but I feel I have to light some sage in chat to remove negative energy. I don't know what's going on, Wind Whispers. Oh, I've got rain at the moment too. I'm going to say something, but I'm not trying to be mean I like the person I'm going to say something about. Ready? Okay.
It's moving to Ireland Day. Raining in the south as well. I don't see anyone asking. Snowing. I've had cereal for dinner 2 nights in a row. I had cereal twice today. That was like my breakfast and dinner. Better be nice. You made chili. Been in the low 80s. I'm a boy mom and loved dinosaurs when they were little. I still love dinosaurs for men that have kids. I love cereal. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I eat it. It's the only cereal I eat. Literally. It's the only cereal I eat. I just can't eat any other cereal. I have it every day. I could eat it every day times 37.
Okay, so I've just found her shirt on Amazon, and it says Katie, noun, a phenomenal woman, smart, funny, caring, and always full of good ideas. Essentially the most fascinating woman in the world. That's what her shirt says. Oh, KJ the serial killer, says Carol. It's from Amazon, Rick. She sounds like a stoned teenager talking to friends about their weekend. Well, now I need to find a new cereal to eat. Oh, no. You were just looking for it? And that's not at all narcissistic. So, yeah, that's what it says. You watch Nell Smith, I like her commentary, something about fundies, no bathing, which is a lie. But anyway, she says she takes 3 showers a day. Wow. Yeah, Poppy Seeds found it like 15 seconds before you. Well, that's all right then.
Okay, that person said they wanted to go live, but I'm going to cancel because you need real food. The jetting was not filmed for TLC. It was not filmed. No tea. Not really tea tonight. No tea time. You're currently eating strawberry shortcakes. So good. Love that. You have bulletproof coffee. Doesn't that have like something weird in it? Doesn't it have like butter in it or something?
Okay, so Without a Crystal Troll says, is there a shirt that says Katie now, most beautiful, intelligent woman ever, but will ignore cease and desist? And I'm supposed to say I like Nitrograin. Can we stop the term jetting? What's wrong with 3 showers a day in summer? I'd take more if I can't go for a swim. It's hot here. No. Personally, I just wake and bake for breakfast. Cereal for dinner is great occasionally. This is ballistic. Well, remember, she's not getting Hello Fresh anymore, and so Toad's not cooking Hello Fresh, so I guess she's got to get her own dinner.
Butter. Ugh. Butter and coffee doesn't sound good to me. Met and butter in it? Met? What's met? Is that a spell typo? MCT? I don't know what that means. I don't. MCT oil.
Gail, I could devour a box of Nutrigrain too.
Don't know what that is. I know butter and coffee just doesn't sound good to me. I don't know what MCT is. I have no idea what MCT is. I've never heard of that.
Can I join with the skin condition crew? Mine's not rare though. MCT is medium chain triglyceride. Often used in a keto diet. I bought 3 boxes 2 days ago. There are no boxes left. Rick Bix Master Race. And your son had 2, Rick. Aussie girl, it's hot where I live, so no. So do I like Nutrigrain plain to create as without milk as well. Sometimes I'll eat it as a snack.
You know, like being in keto all the time isn't healthy for your body.
Oh.
I hate to tell you guys, but being in keto isn't healthy for your body.
Now she's the health expert. Oh dear. Now she's telling everyone about. I told you it's just to do with keto. There's nothing wrong with taking, but it isn't normal. And I was surprised that Renelle told that about herself. She said, "What time of the day?" Wow. See, nutritionist dietitian. Something, an Australian biscuit. I can't eat keto because I can't digest fat properly, but keto is oh.
And keto diets really should only be by supervised by a doctor. And truthfully, if I'm being honest, keto diets are really to control people that have a hard time with certain disorders. It bothers me at times that keto has become this trendy thing when it's a diet that's really for epileptics and to stop seizures.
What on earth is that? What? What? Where's that come from? I've never heard of that. I can hear everybody checking. I can hear everybody Googling it then at the moment. Who's found something? It's made from coconut. Oh, I thought it was made from, I can see. Yeah, Tim Tams are the best. And absolutely everything, says Shelley. Who's got some stuff? Who found some stuff? Low carb at the minute, but here I am with a tub full of Pringles. Here comes Dr. KJ, which she gets it wrong. Chat corrected her. I could arrange something like that. It was first used to train. Okay, it looks like it was done as an epileptic study. It does reduce or prevent seizures in many children where seizures could not be controlled by medications. Over half the children who go on the diet have at least a 50% reduction in the number of seizures. So it's only suitable for those, according to the Epilepsy Foundation. It's prescribed by a physician. Yeah. Okay. Oh, she's right. She's not qualified to give out that type of advice. It's pretty close to practicing medicine. Keto is unhealthy if you do it wrong, just like water will kill you if you drink 100 mils in a day. Yeah, I'm just finding that out, Belinda Paul. So, the classic diet is not usually recommended for adults, mostly because of the restricted food choices make it hard to follow. However, the modified Atkins diet does work well. So, yeah, but there you go. Yeah, they have chocolate. I thought that kind of wasn't too loosey-goosey, so it was a surprise. All right. Okay. I'm always interested to know new information. I just get really, I mean, it's just, again, the attitude and the way that just Googled. Hello, Georgia. KJ just Googled it this morning and found the same study to make it to get Emily. She's a petty teenager at heart. Hands full of us. Yeah, I'm an Aussie.
It's a dangerous diet. Like, nobody should be in keto for that long. Most health advocates will advise against keto. It's just one of those trends. This is crazy. Our great nephew, but this is funny. So my husband's niece is like a couple of years younger than him because his sister is older than him. So my husband's niece's son. So even though my husband's niece is only a couple of years younger than us, it's our great nephew. He has like a severe form of epilepsy, and he had to go on keto. And it's like the worst thing. Like, I don't understand why people think that this is like a trendy thing. Like, it's a last resort for so many doctors. I hope you're having your keto monitored by your doctor. It's awful for you to be in a state of ketoacidosis all the time, or at a level where you're burning like that. It's not healthy. Hello. What is going
on? Hello, Michelle Roberts. I'm going to check with my neurologist this week about keto. Might be able to stop some of the 30 tablets I take. Wow. Yeah, it could be interesting. Oh, has she? She's been doing keto for years. Wow, that's interesting. This is on Instagram, Shelley. I know nothing about keto, so I don't have a horse in this race. Who are these people who pay membership? There are sure lots of different. Yes, this is Insta. This is Instagram, so this is free. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, be interesting because my brother-in-law's epileptic too. She talks about drinking bulletproof coffee, which is a huge part of the keto diet. I think she went, Emily does keto. I believe she talked about it for health reasons, low adrenaline. She's even bored as this. Hello, Paula. I only knew about keto and epilepsy from the movie about it. Well, but hey, if it's going to save you, if keto acidosis and being in ketosis are two different things. But if let's just say your doctor puts you on keto for health reasons, and you've got to stay, in like on that, and it's going to save your life, you're going to do whatever it takes to save your life. So what she might be saying is true, but if it's been monitored by your doctor, it's just like they say you shouldn't be on the same antidepressants for a certain amount of time. So mine get changed. I get mine get changed after so many years, but that's based on my doctor. There was one lot I had to have for an extended time, and because I had a bad reaction to another lot. So, but again, it's between you and your doctor. Okay, so I did keto for a year. I was pre-diabetic, and I'm good now. So it helped you, Kimberly, with what you needed to do. Was it your doctor that put you on it, or did you do that yourself?
Anyway, my great nephew had to be on keto for a while, and it was awful. No, your body doesn't need to be in ketoacidosis all the time. It's actually not good for you to learn how to burn protein as carbohydrates. That means your body your body needs carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not bad for you. I feel like sometimes diets just go too extreme. And in some cases, people can't have carbs, and so they have to do keto because the sugar intake will trigger things in their bodies. But being in keto is having ketones and stuff. It's scary. We have a ketone meter for my son, because when you have high ketones in your urine, you can actually it can be a sign that your immune system isn't working very well. Ketosis, I'm sorry. Either way, ketosis, but either way, you'd have ketones in your body. We have a ketone and a glucose meter, but we have actual diseases that we need to monitor with. And it's you shouldn't be checking ketones for fun for your diet unless you really need to. And for us, if ketones are high, that's a sign that there's something really bad going on.
So you should be checking ketones for fun, but maybe they need to check their ketones. Oh, can you believe this stuff? Seriously.
So it's just odd to me that people would do this just to lose weight. It's bizarre. Yeah. If we check his blood sugar and his ketones.
It's okay, Michelle. I mean, I don't use the word either. I don't like the word, but I do know that it's I wonder what she thinks of one meal a day. Here at Andrews Daily. I'm in Queensland, says Aussie girl. But it's incredible for controlling and reversing so many diseases. Plus, it's the only way to get cells to regenerate. I don't personally do it because I've got no self. Well, neither do I. I have no self-control, so I couldn't do it. But I guess if the doctor told me I needed to do it, I would definitely look at it. I just don't like the blanket judgment. Like, I did myself, but Dr. Bill on YouTube, he advocates lots of veggies and healthy fats. It's not even a thing. I've noticed that at least 90% of my audiobooks are noted by someone with a British accent. Because you've got a nice soothing voice, I think you'll find Sassy Noz. But the thing is, she's made assumptions. She's made assumptions that the person is doing it because they want to do it. She's not talking about, she hasn't found out whether the person is actually on it because they've been advised to go on it.
Ketosis, I'm sorry.
I
misspoke.
Did you just say apologize?
One diabetic. As long as you're replacing your insulin, you don't have to do. He totally told me that.
Oops, sorry, I skipped.
Yeah, like if we check his blood sugar and his ketones. Ketosis, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Did I get the sense that he was clueless? He didn't know anything about the IBLP. He told me that ahead of time.
Oh, wow. One of the doctors at work has been controlling an aggressive form of MS for 20 plus years via fasting. Must be mind-blowing. It must be really amazing, Belinda, to see that. I agree, Julian. She should not be giving out health advice on a public platform. It'd be like me giving legal advice because I'm not a lawyer. See, again, I don't have the discipline to do it. See how boring Katie's advice is? We have created a side conversation. People must have better manners in outer Brisbane. You're here. Oh, wow. Far north Queensland. Yeah. So what we're saying, Sassy Noz, is that it can have a different meaning in Australia. So although I don't use it.
He totally told me that. He knew nothing about the cult at all. Nothing. He was a really nice guy. I love interviewing people. It's fun.
So she must be talking about the brother. Sassy Noz says, don't take advice. She didn't know women could get UTI and yeast infections from you know what. So don't listen to medical advice from her. That is correct.
Sometimes I like not even to talk.
Sometimes she likes not even talking. Okay.
Not all diabetics have to be on a low carb and no sugar diet. That's actually not true. If you have type 1 diabetic, or if you're a type 1 diabetic, as long as you're replacing your insulin, you don't have to do low sugar. But if you are a type 2 diabetic and you don't want to go on to become a type 1 diabetic, you can control it with no lower carbs and sugars. Like my father is a type 2 diabetic and he does not want to have to go to insulin because once you go to insulin, he's a scuba diver and then he wouldn't be able to dive anymore. So he wants to avoid being on insulin. And so he manages his diet with lower carbs and lower sugar, but he still has to have carbs and he still has to have sugar. But he also takes medication. But then once you're on insulin, there's not restrictions. Yep, with the right. Yeah. I think it's kind of cool that my dad's like 70, I don't even know, 2, 3.
She doesn't know how old her dad is. She doesn't know how, I wonder if this is against. Feels not right giving medical advice. I know, I don't like it. Sorry, Joe. I know, I get that feeling too. She's an idiot. It's not possible for type 2 to turn into type 1 diabetic. It's the other way around, isn't it? What planet is she from? She pulls this stuff. Is there a subject that she will not discuss? I thought that I have type 2 and never once have been told it could turn into type 1. Hi, Erin. Oh, they're different? Okay, that's fine. I'll go back into my little box. Hello, Jean. Type 1, born with type 2 from lifestyle and diet. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Same here. You can turn pre-diabetes around, but come on, Katie, you're seriously going to kill someone with your medical advice. I believe type 1 is also referred to as juvenile diabetes. Yeah, hi, Jean. Yeah, maybe. So anyway, so we've had 2 lots of what we feel iffy advice given. Maybe she's born with it. Oh, that's funny. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe I'm there. Or you can contact me via Joe. I'm always interested in anything to help me.
4. Any scuba dives? Type 2 is not necessarily metabolism issues. My dad's is hereditary, and it has to do with your body not making enough insulin, but making just enough. I know. He's so cool. He's a certified scuba diver. He goes running all the time too. He's so bored right now with COVID because they travel all the time. They go on dive trips and stuff. So he's been so bored this year because he's retired. He worked his ass off his whole life. and he saved up all this money so that he could like retire and like travel. And you know what I love about my parents? They're not going to save a damn dollar for me. And I tell them not to. Like, my dad's like, don't expect to have an inheritance from me. I'm spending every damn dollar. I'm going to enjoy my life. And I'm like, yes, Dad, yes. Like, live for now. Don't worry about us. Live your damn life. I love that attitude.
No, hello, feel the love, and who else is coming? So, is your son, Katie? Get up and take your son on a walk. Just stop the medical advice. Oh, I must have missed a lot. I didn't know KJ went to medical school and you were sleeping. That's just what happens, Jean. Live some kind of life. I still can't believe she doesn't know how old her she doesn't know how old her dad is. I'm a nurse, and this woman can confuse me with her medical knowledge. You know, she threw a fit when her dad said that. This is Mary HB. Yes, we're experts on all kinds of diseases and medical diets. That's right. We've already had a lecture on keto. She's probably spent most of his money. I think she said her parents gave them a large amount of money, like 30K or something more. Or maybe she's already had her inheritance. My ex's family did that. They paid they put a deposit. They paid a deposit on all the houses for the kids, and then that's essentially their inheritance. I love his dad. You're not getting anything. Anyway, Gail, it's called The Complete Guide to Fasting. Thank you, Belinda. If I was a parent, I would leave it. No, I take that back. I'd leave her a whole list of bills. There's nothing Katie isn't an expert on. Gosh, she's superhuman. Didn't he help her get the house? I think so. Oh no, but that I think that, yeah, so that's what they did, Heidi. They decided that they would, when their sons were ready to were ready to buy their first house, they said, we'll give you your deposit and then that's your inheritance. Oh, well, if there's anything left when they go, then that's fine, but that's essentially the inheritance. And it's wonderful. It's the only diet I've ever been stuck with, and it's reversed a lot of my chronic illnesses. You should never be in but ketosis. Oh, usually early. I overslept this morning. Oh no, feel love. So anyway, this from a girl who went to college for a degree in Spanish but can't pronounce Spanish names. All right, let's keep going.
Yes, I've interviewed Amy Duggar. Seriously, I don't want to fight with my brother about my parents' house. Y'all, when my dad, we've already had this discussion. When my dad dies, my mom's moving in with us. Because I'm not going to let my mom live by herself. And it's going to drive me bonkers, but I'm going to love it because I love my mom. Does anyone else have a mommy that gets anxious about everything? That's just me. I love my mommy. She likes to play golf. There's lots of golf courses she could go to around here. Well, not a lot, but there's golf courses she could play her golf. She can go on her walks every day. There's lots of lakes for her to hang out by. She can have her cocktail out on the patio. She freaks out every time she loses her purse. She's so cute. I love my mom. Yeah, I feel like if you've worked your whole life, you should spend your money. But oh my God, no. So I don't know how old you are. My parents are in their 70s. Now, my grandparents, my dad's parents, both passed away before they turned 60, I think. My grandpa might have been just over 60, but my grandma was like 56 years old. So for my dad, we are always so keenly aware that, long story short, longevity doesn't necessarily run in his family. So he has always taken really good care of his health. He works out, he has diabetes, but he takes care, he runs, he works out, he eats healthy. But we've always been very conscientious of the fact that both of his parents passed away young. So we had that conversation as a family about what my mom would do. And I think when your parents get to a certain age, I think you have to have that conversation. I think you have to talk with your parents about what they want to do. And we already know that based on my grandparents, my mom's parents, my grandma lived till she was 99. So if my mom follows in her mom's footsteps.
So her whole personality has changed, Heidi, hasn't it? This was on Instagram, Jean. This is on Instagram that she's on. Yeah, it's really hard to keep up, isn't it, Jean? I bet your mum would say, no, Katie, I don't want to live with you. Well, Katie wants them to live with her because they've got another babysitter, Shashu. She does Insta for the filters. That's right, she's got a filter on now. I think her personality changed because she's telling the truth right now. No stress involved. That's a very good point, Tamara.
And her dad lived until he was 90. So knowing that, I asked her, I said, well, we have an extra room up here. We have space for her. And we said, like, do you want to live on your own in your own apartment, or do you want to live with us? And she said she'd want to live with us. Now, when the time comes, if she changes her mind, that's totally fine. But she is more than welcome to live with us. Even if she annoys me when I live with her. I feel like it's your duty. It's like your job as a child. Your parents helped you in your beginning of your life. And I feel like it's the child's duty to help their parents at their end of life. It's like reciprocal. I think if my mom's widowed, she'd want to live with
Chapter
me.
5 is fasting
And I don't know
safe
if my mom would want
unless
to
you
date,
fall.
to be honest, at this age. Now, interestingly, totally sweet, my auntie just moved in with her boyfriend after my uncle passed away, and I'm really happy for her. You know, like when you have do you have a family member that's like gone through a really serious illness and then they pass away after being a caretaker? Like my auntie took care of my uncle for years. He was battling vascular disease. And I don't know if anyone's ever dealt with vascular disease, but it's brutal. And it's like, it kind of felt like piece by piece we lost him. And she was his caretaker for years. And
Doesn't she mean caregiver? or carer. If I was your dad, I wouldn't let her come 10 foot. Just wait for me to die, I'm afraid. Healthy lock cage. Well, they seem to last forever ballistic, don't they?
Lost both of his legs, and he had so many surgeries and strokes, and it was just really hard on everyone. And she was like his biggest like rock. So when he like passed away, he was still pretty young, and we weren't sure like if she was gonna date or not. And then she introduced us to her boyfriend, and I was so excited. So happy for her. She's like a little schoolgirl. She's so excited.
Hi, Tia. How are you? Welcome. I think there. Can't work out whether it's paused or not. Oh, there's the tongue.
You're a disabled adult and live with your parents. You built a house 3 years ago and it's totally handicapped accessible. One story. Well,
We what? What?
oh my God, Amber Portwood went live. Do you think she's gonna pop off? I think parents, you need to have like the living will conversation. Like we have my dad doesn't want to be resuscitated, I think. Or wait, no. If he ends up on life support, like he doesn't want to live like on life support.
That was Amber Portwood.
But if my dad lives into his 80s and then we don't have to do this, you know, that's fine too.
Do you want me to stop at Sassy? Why should she share? 4 weeks for me to figure out that she's wacko and she's not right. It's private. Her parents probably wouldn't. Looks. Why can't KJ have some normal takes for just one day? You can. Are you okay? You can turn it down for a while. Okay. For her wine. The thing that I just find, because we don't know what the comments are, but there's just seems to be no consideration for the people that are watching it. And that's the thing that really has me concerned, is that there's no consideration that anybody could be dealing with stuff. And this is highly personal stuff. All right. So Sassy, if you're happy to turn it down, I'll continue the video. Otherwise, I'm more than happy to stop it. Like if they knew she was telling all this online, they'd probably. Memo Dragon, hello, hi, y'all. It seems to me super relaxed, even her face looks different and softer. It's interesting, isn't it? She's chewing on the string again. Why does she always have to have something in her mouth? I doubt her parents are okay with medical info being shared. I found out my wacko mother has been using my nana for dementia advocacy. That the right word? I know my nana wouldn't want her life online. It's a long bow. I wouldn't mind if you stopped it. House, my house, nothing to do with it. It was me. Roof over her head. All right. Oops. When she said that, I thought she was wrong. Whoops. They aren't allowed to talk in chat. If they talk, she'll yell at them. Has her chat trained. I just lived this exact scenario with my dad who passed away New Year's Eve of COVID. We had to make that call. Oh, sorry to hear that, Robin. I'm not ready or prepared to be fatherless. My kids were destroyed. My son was on the phone with him. Just stopped talking. Wasn't ready or not. Sorry, sassy. I know, Ballistic. It's really sad, isn't it? Put a roof over her head. Okay, so I'll keep going for a little bit and we'll see how it goes. Like, I don't really want to trigger people any further. However, this is on Instagram. We need to get this on YouTube. We need people to know this is what her behavior is. That's what I think, Jean. So I've made that decision for 3 people: my mum, my dad, and my brother, and my husband. So 4 people. That's one of the reasons she shouldn't be so flip. Yeah. So I'm going to keep going with this just for a little while longer. We'll just see how it goes because as I said, we need to get this onto YouTube. We need people to see this.
No. If he ends up on life support, like he doesn't want. I need to know how to wind down. Girl. Let's see if she wants to go live.
Ballistic. It's on Instagram, so it's straight. Don't think I can speed up Instagram, unfortunately. Unfortunately. All right. Well, you have a good Sunday, Jane. Enjoy.
Girl.
It's taking forever to connect.
Why?
I don't know. Do you see me?
I see you, but you're from. There you are.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I need to learn how to wind down.
How's Zohar?
He's good. He's sleeping. He's in bed by like 7:38.
Aww.
How's your baby? He's in bed, I'm sure.
He's upstairs going to bed.
Aw.
You guys remember the story I did like a while ago about flow riders?
Filters?
You can use filters.
He's in bed, I'm sure.
He's upstairs going to bed.
Fun.
Taken care of.
Still not acknowledged.
About flow riders.
Filters?
You can use filters.
I've never done a live before.
This is Flow Riders. So this is the woman who has the autistic son and has is the mother of Flow Rider's boy. So this is her. So this is supposed to be Katie's friend. So this is the person that KJ has done the whole Flow Rider story on. Oh wow, sassy. No, they're not supposed to die, are they?
Do you remember when the video about Zohar and Flo Rida's baby that he wasn't taking care of?
Still not acknowledging.
This is her. This is Zohar's mama.
Yeah, we're in court.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. Our next court date is the end of this month.
So was Zohar able to go to school?
Yeah, he's still in school. They're just in a process of like getting the money from the father. Well, the school understands his dad doesn't cooperate. So, you know, when you understand you're dealing with someone difficult, you can't really take it out on the child.
So they're allowing him to go to school?
Yeah. Yeah. I was able to get him back into school.
Does he pay them, or is he still behind?
He's still behind.
Okay, I want to remind you something. Zohar is what, 3?
No, he's gonna be 5.
Zohar's almost 5 years old. He has autism.
So hang on. So this is supposed to be her friend, and she doesn't know how old the boy is. Okay. So she's trying to make. So now she's using somebody else's child to get sympathy.
And he had hydrocephalus, and he's super cute. And Flo Rida doesn't have the money to pay for his school, but he took a private plane with Ashanti like this week or something.
Yeah, and is wearing a whole bunch of Dior on his Instagram right now.
Yeah,
such a joke.
That's right. Gotta say that it need to go and pretend that I'm a mature, responsible adult for a while. All right, see you, Ballistic. Was supposed to be to out her AKA friend. Make sure you say he has a disability. That's right. You gotta say that.
So Flo did not pay for his son with autism to go to a special school to help with because Zohar's he's more on the severe end, right?
Yeah, he has a little bit of language. Very, 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 very little. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he flies private with Ashanti, and now she's saying that's her brother.
I saw that on Shaker. Okay, you guys, I want to tell you a secret. Tell us your secrets about Ashanti.
Oh my God, we have to say that for like another day. I have to prepare for that.
Really? She sounds really salty. She was invited. So now she wants the dirt on Flow Rider. What's the bet? The video that she put on YouTube got limited ads. Though Katie needs to shut up. She won't talk like this when she buries her parents. Yeah, good night, Gail. Have a good sleep. Well, we've still got another 30 minutes of this trip to go.
I know. Like, you're 40 years old.
I saw somebody comment on one of those shade rooms, and they were like, she's trying to act so hard like she's still relevant. And I was actually trying to remember the last time Ashanti had a single out.
That's exactly what my friend said in the DM that I showed you. He was like, I forgot what he said. He said something like, she's weird. It's weird. Like her personality, her character is weird because she acts as if she still matters. And it's true. That is like the energy she gives, I guess.
So I'm trying to think. Ashanti did a bunch of songs with Ja Rule. She was always like the girl that did songs with rappers.
Yeah. The hook girl.
The hook girl. She had a few of her own songs, but I remember her being mostly big in like the mid-2000s.
Well, her net worth is $8 million. So, you know. think so, there's some jelly going on here.
Yeah.
Maybe around the time that Florida peaked.
Yeah, but he was more. She's like definitely more hip hop. He's like more pop.
His last song I remember is Right Round. No, My House.
Oh yeah, he did do that.
I'm so mad because I love that song. It makes me so angry.
I mean, that's like what a lot of people, like the guy who just got caught up with Derek Jack or whatever. Is that his name? The pastor or whatever, he got caught in a cheating scandal and it's like all over the internet now. Derek Jackson.
Oh really?
Yeah, he preaches about. I think that's his name, but it was like all over the internet. Like his fan base was based on being like a faithful husband.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I just hate it when musicians ruin it for me.
With their character being exposed.
Yes. Yeah. And it bothers me with Flo because it's like my son has autism and like you literally can't take care of your child.
It's like a sensitive subject, especially when people deal with it, because a lot of people don't really understand autism. Like I know there was one guy who had an issue with Disney World because they got upset because the kid with autism would keep the mask on.
Yeah.
But you know, that to a kid who's autistic can be painful.
Right.
You know, so you can't really. And the comments were just like so rude, saying, "Oh, just because he's autistic doesn't mean the kid cannot catch COVID." That's not what the uncle is complaining about, or whatever relative it was. Is the fact of he can catch COVID, but to hold that mask on his face, it could be painful for him. It's overwhelming. Zohar threw up in a mask before because it was too much. You can't
negotiate with John for his mask. He can do it in short bursts, and he understands.
Exactly.
He understands why we have to do it, but if he has to wear it for a long time, he doesn't like it.
Yeah, like I said.
So yeah, I just get the. I mean, I'd like to hear Flow Rider's side of this as well. Maybe we should try and find the court documents, see if they're public record. Easy to find. Right, see you, Heidi.
Zohar's like a bouncy house, and he got overwhelmed and stuff, and he threw up in the mask. And I know it came from, all of that being on his face. So it's sad. It's unfortunate, but
Zohar's so cute.
Thank you, my little chubby booby. He's getting so big.
I feel like I'm glad that he looks more like you.
Now, oh my god, when he was born, I was so like, oh my god, he looked like a spitting image of his dad when he was born. Like, no, let's just say, in my opinion, he's not a looker. The dad is not a looker.
So, the ironic thing is, you guys, is that Florida pretends like he cares about sick kids.
Yeah, he was the ambassador of a children's hospital when I was pregnant. And that's the time I believe he had that artist, Black, and he was mistreating his artist as well.
Oh, that guy!
And he's actually way more talented than him.
And didn't pay him.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
I found all these articles after the fact of like people claiming to have worked with him, and
that's right, Lady Crane. She's doing it because she knows it's going to get clicks and views. Oh, really? Cool. Well, that'd be why. Just saw it on Twitter. So where did that come from? Is that from KJ's page, or is that from? Well, I would. That wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if he's worth $30 million, he would be happy to take her all the way. Maybe he's going to hire Salts. Oh dear.
Than him being really cheap.
Yeah. It's like you kind of have to.
And it hasn't been removed from Instagram because we're watching this straight from Instagram. So guess what? This is going to be interesting.
Use keywords because his name is Florida. So if you type it in, that pops up. But if you use the keyword, everything about him, and it's not just women. You know, I hate when people try to stereotype a female. It's like, oh well, you know, the girl's a gold digger. But no, he mistreats everybody.
I think it's really unfair that if, say, it bothers me personally that, say, a celebrity like a rapper or an athlete, whatever, used to have unprotected sex, and then it's the woman that's to blame.
Yeah.
Like, you chose to go in there with protection, and it's still your responsibility.
And then you have like a pattern of doing that.
Yeah.
Like a pattern. So we'll see. I know it gets frustrating at times because it's like you just trying to live carefree and ignore your responsibilities willfully. And this is a kid that actually needs the help. Because I got denied for Social Security. Remember you suggested for me to apply?
Yeah.
I got denied because when you apply for those things, they ask for proof of income. So when you provide the proof of income, our judgment says that dad is responsible. So, you know, it's like...
So he's like locked you into a place.
Yeah, an uncomfortable disposition for sure.
Because he's supposed to pay, but he's not.
Yeah, he's not complying with the order.
He's supposed to provide health insurance, and then he doesn't.
Yeah. He had cut Zohar's health insurance off when the pandemic happened.
But then he was supplying, like, things to test things for COVID, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He did like a pop-up shop or something like that.
Yeah.
Like these little tents with the guy ass tabs. He partnered up with like this physician. I don't know if he's a real physician.
They're just doing like it's just like two jealous women bagging a guy. Good enough, KJ. She's got a C&D, possible a lawsuit again. I think she's trying to make it out YouTube by causing trauma. Well, that's interesting. So it could just be rumors. Yeah. Well, C&D, I'd need to see it before I believe it. I'm so old school. Every kid needs more than one. I'm okay with two moms to do that. I was co-parenting with my single daughter. Oh, okay. I'll have a look on that. Probably wouldn't, but she's giving his baby mama a platform. Oh, wow. Hello, spicy pizza.
Like that? Yeah. These little tents with the guy ass tabs. He partnered up with like this physician. I don't know if he's a real physician or not. A doctor. That's like his business partner. A whole entire doctor. But yet you have yet to acknowledge your son who's autistic. But you were a doctor. It's enablers. You know, especially like with the stories you cover. When you really start digging, it's like, wow, you are surrounded by a whole bunch of enablers.
Yeah, I feel like I learn a lot about the people that are surrounded. A lot of these people, and it's a lot of yes people that want something from that person, and they get benefits from that person.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly in entertainment, it's a lot of hanger-ons or people that are
leeches, bloodsuckers.
Yeah. And then they accuse the women of being the leeches, which is ironic because
it's really not. It's really not. It's really not. Like, you have to understand, like, if there's an attractive woman with a man of power, like Diddy, for example, there's always another man with power trying to get that female or something.
Right.
You know, because it's like whose DICK is bigger. That's how they are. They're so egotistical.
Well, I feel like the rap industry as a whole, especially like so much of that history being like from some side of it, like glorifying that pimping, like
back in the day,
that I feel like that that like, oh my gosh, like we talked about 50 Cent. He's trash too, you guys. Allegedly. Yeah, you have to use that safe word, allegedly, in my opinion. In my alleged opinion, this entire conversation from beginning to end. But you know, like everyone, so. Well, there are some good people. Like, I never ever had a bad experience until I met Flow Rider, Trey Barlow, Cell Dealer. I never had a bad experience until I met him. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say I felt like it caught me off guard. Because when you're around people in the industry and they actually are genuine people, and then you meet someone like this, who has like a cleaner image, like he has a way cleaner image than DMX. But DMX actually claims his 15 kids. You know, DMX had struggles. Like, let's be honest, right? But he was a good person compared to Marius. You know.
Hi, Christoph fan always. You gotta wonder, don't you? Please have a child with someone that wants one. Says me more dragon.
Yeah, involved with his kids. He totally cheated on his wife for years. Fathered tons of kids. But he actually had a problem. Yeah. And he didn't try to sugarcoat it by doing charity work. Right. So when you see people's characteristics, you're just like, wait a minute. Yeah. It's always the people that are just like so squeaky clean. I don't know. That's always why I've kind of like why in a way I liked him along with Snoop Dogg. Is like I feel like they don't hide their crap. No. They wear their everything is transparent. Yeah. And you have to have tough skin, like you. You have to have tough skin to be transparent. And that's what I'm learning to do and what I'm learning to work on. Because my friend Sean Allen, who has a podcast, he actually used to, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot what he did with the Shake Room, but he used to be on the Shake Room. So he knows how all of that works. And he's always like, Alexa, be more out there, you know? Like, don't be so scared to be out there. Because, you know, when you're more out there, Flo can't have that power, like to keep you underneath, you know? So that's all it is. Hi. Your stuffy is here. Cartoon cat. Oh, we have cartoon cats coming. I didn't know he had language. My baby doesn't have language yet. Yeah. Yes. There's always this like rumor that he's nonverbal, but he spoke late. Like he was a late speaker. So was it like 5? Because normally it was like 4.5, and then a burst of language at 5, and then we didn't have a lot of language before that, and his language was really garbled. Like, they always said it was like a praxic, but it wasn't traditional. He speaks very clear. Now he does. Yes. We did lots of speech therapy. 100%. Now he's got a big smile on his face. Aww. 100% it's Cartoon Cat. He's supposed to be going to bed. So what time is it over there? It's 10 over here. Well, 9:49. Because we were waiting for Cartoon Cat. Yeah. What time is it over there? Is it our same time? 8:50. Okay. So
8:50? Lots of people get pregnant to people who don't want to be pregnant.
didn't speak really at all until we always said he spoke like in a completely other language, like he would speak, but nothing, like no words were coming out. But he was like,
that's like so hard. Like he has some words that are super clear, but then some are just kind of like babyish. But he kind of knows what he is trying to say. But COVID kind of messed everything up. You know, like these kids need their therapy. Hands on. Is that a cat or a dog?
our dad, he's so excited.
Hi.
Do I show that?
I'm just like having the camera.
He got cartoon cat. He's very excited. Night night, Bubba. He has a huge smile on his face.
Oh, that is so cute.
She does realize that she's having this very public private call, doesn't she? Like normally you would have, it's like a voice calling your bestie or your friend, but like she's just showing everybody her son. And if you also notice she's probably ignored her chat as well.
Hi.
Do I show that?
I'm just like having the camera.
He got cartoon cat. He's very excited. Night night, Bubba. He has a huge smile on his face.
Oh, that is so cute.
Because I finally have him. Duh. Yeah, he doesn't have any speed delays anymore. He just has repetitive speaking, which is more like that's the autism. But he talks nonstop. He's so excited.
I hear it. It's like coming from his gut.
He's so happy. In battles, we see cartoon cat being smaller. They're gonna have battles. The stuffies are. Are you and Daddy gonna go to bed now? Yep. Look at that smile. Oh, you're hugging him. Oh, you're making Siren Head hug him. Oh, me and Vaughn, yes, Vaughn. Well, he has my eyes, but then he has his dad's like rest of his face. But I feel like yeah, but I feel like when you have somebody's eyes, you look so much like them because everyone looks at that person's eyes.
It's like a dominant feature.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so yes, he had like a language explosion is what they called it.
Oh, that's what one of Zohar's therapists was saying. There was like once it clicks, it just clicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
A lot of children that have autism, that happens where it's just like they don't talk for a really long time, and then suddenly it was like he went from saying like nothing to like complete sentences.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Hang on, Spicy Pizza. Were you one of the mods? Wow. Belinda says the village is a privilege. Some kids don't get that with one parent. Yes. Wow, an OG. So how would you notify her? Would you text her? Is that why you hear the dinging of her phone going? Well, I didn't know that was already done. I didn't know about her until recently. I think they did do the paternity. I think they did discover that. I was just trying to read some stuff up read some stuff and about the this lady. So that looks like that paternity has been established. DMs. There is nothing authentic about this live on secondhand friendship. The dings. So every time we hear a ding, she's being messaged by a mod, hey? Interesting.
Easy.
I guess that's what I'm waiting on with my son. Because today I took him out the shower and he said no clear. So I was like, do you not want to come out the shower? Or is like something hurting you? You know, like he's going to be 5. So you never know, like you drying him, he might feel, you know, like I was like, what was it no for? But he said no clearly. So I think it's because he wasn't ready to get out the shower.
Does he have, like, do you do sign language or picture boards or?
I have sign language. You do have picture boards, and I also have like a sentence board with like the noun, the pronoun, and the adjective.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing that. He has his leapfrog. He's just really obsessed with lights, and he does a lot of stimming.
Stimming?
Yeah, so that's what I try to get out of him. Like he like puts his fingers together sometimes. So I try to revert that to like something positive. I say clap clap. But he's been doing like a lot of stimming.
Does she not know what stimming is with an autistic child? So you're using an alias. I wouldn't blame you.
Lately, his tantrums at one point were like really bad, but I think it came from the fact of him missing his classroom and being inside.
Yeah, routine is so important.
So yeah, so right now today,
I mean, it's fine for me as long as it's not destructive and it's not hurting. Like Vaughn will like hit himself, and that like is like we have to like find another way to like.
So when he gets angry,
yeah,
Zohar, when he gets frustrated, he bites the back of his hand.
Yeah.
So it kind of like breaks my heart because his hand was like getting rough.
They make gloves for that. Did you know that?
Oh no, I did not know that.
Yeah, there's like specific gloves you can get for your kids that do that.
Okay, his hands are so little. Like he starts Little League next week, especially.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I was looking for gloves, and when we were trying to put the glove on, he was not having it.
Yeah. Yeah, Lifestyle Me says, for those who don't know, Alexis is the mom of Flo Rida's son.
Hello, Nicole. How are you? Yep, she got rid of me when I gave advice. Says Spicy. Wow. I bet you could write a book, Spicy Pizza, hey? I was like, wait, Spicy Pizza, isn't that their given name? That's horrible. No child should have to pay for grown-ups' mistakes. This woman gets away with. I only found her because of the Swanson lawsuit. Then I fell down the rabbit hole of watching videos about her, aside from her breaking the suit. I have no idea who she was. I used my real name on her channel. I'd love to find out, Spicy Pizza, that you were Jessie Bear.
Like the text was a long text. He was in like paragraphs. But from my understanding, he's done that to other females. So
How many kids does he have? Like 4?
on paper, I have no idea, but allegedly, it's more than 1. The accurate number.
On paper, how many does he have?
From what I understand, it's just so hard because the other women settled out of court, and even when you get a divorce, the father, there still has to be a judgment, right? Like
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the other person settled out of court.
That they don't typically allow a father to like not accept a child. Like judges don't generally like that. Like
all right, so now Oh, you thought you were friends with her? Oh, that's... Well, if you ever want to tell your story, I know that be happy to listen and share it if you ever wanted to. It's funny, me, my dragon, there's a lot of people that don't watch him anymore. Oh, my child has never stimmed, has complete eye contact. She has said things about eye contact. She never breaks eye contact. Katie was saying one day, all kids with autism have no eye contact. I'm sorry she turned out to be a fraud. It sucks when you think you have a friend and it turns out like that. KJ will be unhappy of screenshots. Wow. But yes, if you'd like to I think we'd all be interested to hear your story when you're ready to tell it. I'll talk in court if necessary, of course. So you would be back from the Facebook days, would you? Oh, wow. Ha. That would be interesting.
All that, like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So technically, Zohar, from my understanding, from what I've heard from other attorneys, because I speak to attorneys here, I speak to attorneys in Miami, like every time I'm just trying to.
Wow. Yeah, I just did a Google search, and the mother seems to be she's done a few articles about it. But yeah, we welcome everyone. And you know what? If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But if you ever, but when you do, certainly you can come, You have zero rights until you fight for your right to have a pretend chest name to be listed. Okay. Hi, Kino. She got me to make a fake. Wow.
Myself information because every state has a different jurisdiction,
right?
So I want to know, like,
every state has a different jurisdiction. It's very interesting see how she's talking about jurisdiction. Of course you do. That's fine. You do what you have to do, Spicy. You do what you do what you have to do. No pressure. Oh, Kiwi Farms. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Particularly if you want a safe space. And you know what? For me, I mean, I don't do this for the money or anything. So this is about, like this was on Instagram, giving out medical advice, and now she's giving legal advice, and like you can't do that. Oh wow. Yeah, that's fine. And if you want us to stop asking questions, we'll stop asking. We can stop asking questions. I'm glad that you feel better, Keno. Very nice. So Rick's also in Minnesota. It's not like Paulson has an exclusive this late. Well, she's talking all over, isn't she? Oh.
What is it?
Craziest court record you showed me was when he was literally trying to say that he couldn't afford the child support and he couldn't afford the
Medical expenses, like nothing.
and then he fucking gave Ashanti like $40,000 or some shit for her birthday.
That was on the internet. Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding?
But he can't afford so hard.
You can't afford so hard, but you just gave your girlfriend $40,000 cash.
Alleged girlfriend. She's saying that's her brother. Your brother goes on intimate vacations with you. Okay. I'm not even comfortable even around the bikini of my brother. With my blood brother.
You know that's not his brother. Like,
She was saying her Gotti was her brother.
wasn't she sleeping with him too?
Yes, she was. While he was in the process of getting the divorce.
She said, does Flo pretend it's not his kid, or is he just claiming that he can't afford help? No, he doesn't.
Both.
Both. Like, he doesn't see him.
Yeah, both. Even with the paternity test, originally, Wendy Williams had jokes on him because he said allegedly, even though the test came back positive.
Yeah, because Wendy had your back.
Yeah, she was like, allegedly, even though the test was not
I know. I did the I did the video on it, and people were like, the lady that does what no, is that Boss Up or?
But there's Boss Up. Wendy was Hot Topics.
Who's the one from Boss Up? The woman, Jennifer. Like Jennifer was like, she sent me a message and was like, really good job.
Oh yes, she loved your article.
Yeah, and she was like, it's gonna be really hard because like for some reason, she literally told me that like it's gonna be hard to convince white people. Like she told me that, like,
Really?
or something like that. Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm sure he wasn't expecting that.
No.
Yeah.
Like what? It was someone that was like he has white people like brainwashed because that.
No, I mean this is quite boring. Like this should have been done offline. Could you imagine having to sit and watch that? Well, we are. we are sitting here watching this.
Audience.
His market. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like,
and it kind of makes when you as a white woman hear that, it makes you want to fight harder. Like, no, we're not all like that. We're not brainwashed by this. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
I'm a white woman, and I'm so crushed that he's like this because, first of all, he's taking some of my favorite songs away from me, and I don't listen to them. I don't.
They're good exercise and workout songs.
They are. Seriously.
Didn't she say she doesn't listen to music though? I'm sure she said that just recently when she embarrassed Toad for his birthday.
Songs to run to, like, well, my house, baby. You spin
And I
me.
think Diplo had an issue with him also for stealing an idea or something like that. And Diplo's like a real major DJ, a real big DJ.
It's when you have to commit. It's just like I won't listen to Michael Jackson anymore. I won't listen to R. Kelly anymore.
Oh, R. Kelly! Look how long it took for people to realize that he wasn't a good person.
I know.
It took years, decades.
Yeah.
How old is he now? 50?
He's in his 50s. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. Like it, and people knew.
Why isn't this more public? Because we're brainwashed, apparently.
You just said it.
Because this is why nobody knows about Zohar. Tomorrow. I'll tell you. scared to be public because he's got a lot of money and he can be very intimidating with that money. And then like once he gets attention for it, he will like do something on his Instagram to like gaslight her. So like she'll tell
He'll post a picture with him and a kid or something like that.
Yeah, like at a hospital.
Yeah.
Or he'll go do a COVID thing, or he'll donate
This is unbelievable.
a ton of money to like someone in need.
Or
And
and
then-
then with the little league football team.
Yeah, because that's what he did. Like,
That's what it's
like,
called, props.
yeah, like he did a Trumpism. Like he legit, like I feel like he did some sort of like massive like COVID thing right after. I mean,
He works quick. Him and his team work quick.
yeah,
And
And
he's been doing it for years. Even with the other guy, the guy who's an art, like this has nothing to do with me being a woman and a child. This is his character. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're male, female, lesbian, transgender, black, orange, purple, green, peach. That's his heart. His heart is like that.
right. He's a narcissist. Like only a narcissist, in my opinion, would do something like that. Withhold stuff from a child. And it was so gross because I remember I did
Working against my son. Like
Yeah.
you're actively working against him.
so it was this fall and Zohar needed his MRI and you were super worried about it and you were like messaging me because you know that we've gone through them and my son also has hydrocephalus. So we talk a lot. And I'm getting so pissed because then I go on to his freaking
Well, Flow Rider being a deadbeat dad, Poppy Seeds. Allegedly deadbeat dad. And you missed KJ giving legal advice about how courts work and jurisdiction. So she became a lawyer while you were away. Oh, and a musicologist as well.
Instagram and he's like on vacation with Ashanti giving him $40,000 and he's like, I can't pay for the MRI.
Yeah, he can't pay for anything. According to him, he can't pay for anything. He can't pay for anything.
Then I can't even listen to Ashanti because I'm just like, you're making all of my musicians.
Yeah, with her, I just feel honestly, in my opinion, I don't feel she's a very secure woman. I don't think she's very confident. Like when you go on her Instagram page, she's half naked all the time, and it's just like you're 40 years old, you're so successful, you've traveled the world, you have way more options than the average female, way more alleged options or whatever. And this is who you claim to be that is like family. It's like something's not clicking in your head.
I just don't know as a woman how you could be with a man that denies their son that has a disability.
Does not acknowledge them at all.
And it's all because he doesn't want to have to be like tied down to the responsibility. And he doesn't
I
want
think it doesn't want to be tied down to the responsibility, and honestly, because of the people brainwashed, if he was to acknowledge Zohar, then the truth is going to come out. It's going to be like, oh, this really is your son. But you're able to hide it or not give it any energy because one, we're in two different states. It's not like we cross paths. Like if I was in Miami,
So, what are we thinking about this? I've said from time. Oh, the other thing is, Poppy, is that we've met, and there's a Spicy's and ex-mod of KJ's and modded the Toddy Westbrook stuff. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
and I went to the supermarket or something that was in Miami, people were like, oh, that's Laura. I just saw his son. You know, news will spread. But we're in two different states, and New York City is way bigger than Miami. And it's not like he travels here a lot. But he was just here a couple of weeks ago, and he did he did like a mini concert for I think some sergeants or something like that.
He hasn't had an album in a while. Did he get dropped by his label?
I don't know what happened with the label, but I know he's working on these two artists. I mean, he always has artists he's working with.
I was like, what happened to his music? Like,
Karma, I think Karma has no deadline, but his royalties are insane.
are they?
I mean, they have to be. People still like Apple Bottom Jeans.
The song is forever like going to be the most wide, like it's going to be in infamy one of the most popular songs ever played.
Yeah, it is. So yeah,
and then he has like a bunch of songs with. I think he has like a collab that he did with Nelly that's still huge. Like, what was that song he did with Nelly?
I don't remember.
That's like Nelly. Nelly would never have to make another song. He'll be rich for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's a lot of people don't understand like music when they're like, oh well, whatever happened to, depending on your deal, they're gonna get royalties, and then they play these like they'll play certain songs in cartoons, commercials.
And if you wrote the song, did he write the song? He writes and produces, doesn't he?
No, Feel the Love. She did another one. Put me to sleep. How do people watch this still? I don't know, Sassy. Hey, it's gone past midnight here, and like I'm like if she goes much longer, I'll be asleep.
I'm sure he does.
That's like why Lady Gaga is so rich, because same with Taylor Swift, because they write and produce.
Yeah, when the more you're involved with your music, the more
Yeah.
you get. But it's not right. Split. You have to pay the writer, you have to pay the engineer, you have to pay the producer, you have to pay everybody. But the more, that's like with any job.
Right.
The more hands-on you are, the more money you're gonna get.
Right. I hate him for taking my songs. Like,
Oh,
why couldn't you just be a good person, Flo? Allegedly.
Allegedly. It's, you know what? I was really caught off guard with how he was. And when I found out about his character, it was a friend of mine. And unfortunately, we're not friends anymore. We had a bad falling out because of my pregnancy. He told me, it was a man, it was a football player actually. And he knows Ashanti as well. And when I was pregnant, he said, Alexis, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your body, but
Right.
this man isn't who you think he is. And when he said that, it broke my heart. And I was like, what? And me and him, we had like an exchange of words. And then afterwards, I realized like he wasn't lying. You know, like I had to apologize. Like, this man isn't who you think he is. But he told me everything. He was like, I'm gonna tell you exactly what this guy's gonna try to offer you money to abort. Like he knew the whole breakdown. And I was like, how did you know? Like, how do you know all these things? And he's like, well, he's in Miami. So I would never forget that. Like his voice always is in my head. Like sometimes when I go to bed, I catch like anxiety because I'm like,
yeah, we can do that one, Wind Whispers. Though we're nearly there. We've got 2 minutes to go.
Like anxiety, and I'm like, I can't believe this. You know, like it's like a shock because there's so many.
The next one is another. I think is the interview with is a full-on interview. I think.
Don't get along or don't see eye to eye with their significant other.
Yeah.
But there's always like a middle person, a safe person.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, Flo Rida has like 7 sisters.
Right.
So one of those 7 sisters could have been a medium.
Right.
But you chose not to do that.
It's just so. It drives me crazy, especially when people have more money than you. Just they can suffocate you with it.
Yeah, they bury you underneath legal fees and paperwork. So,
and then you are the one that like. It's like
because it's first of all what people
I
don't
feel like
understand.
I honestly feel like it should be a crime for like
It should, like, the more you adjourn a court date, because that's what they do a lot. They adjourn it. There's so many times where he adjourned the court date the same day. So it's like, you're kind of making it difficult for me to have a regular job as well.
right.
Because how am I going to on pulling out of work for court appearance, and then last minute you adjourn it.
Well, and then he knows that your son has such high needs.
Yeah, he knows it. I mean, he's the ambassador of Children's Hospital.
Right.
He's very aware of medical conditions.
And it's not even just it's not even just his medical condition. It's just that he has a higher level of autism that requires more,
and that's a lot on everybody. Like, even with babysitters, sometimes babysitters don't last because Zohar takes up a lot of work.
Right.
It's not like you're like, oh, sit down, Zohar, go do a puzzle.
We're nearly done. We're nearly done, people.
Make sure that you're with him, because Zohar doesn't even have really good balance. So there's a lot of times Zohar may wobble or fall.
Right.
Thank God he's not, what is that syndrome where babies have like weak bones and they break easily?
Brittle bone disease.
Yeah, so thank God he doesn't have that, but he is very wobbly.
I hate the Instagram videos are only an hour long.
Oh, they are?
Yes. I'm gonna turn this off and then I'll turn it back on. So come back on and we can continue. Okay.
Yeah, so she does a whole nother hour of these two. This is another whole hour. So let's have a look. So I'm not going to show the second one because it's just another hour of that, believe it or not. See, Alexis and I talk autism, special needs, parenting, and raising a flow rider's son. So well, that's all right. I wanted to at least get to the end of it, but I'm not going to play the other one because I'm bored to tears. No, Rick, I can't see that you can. So, nope. Well, everybody, I'm really thankful for you being here. It's now 12:10 in the morning, so I'm into Monday morning, and Lane. Oh, I've got school in the morning. I won't be on tomorrow night because I'll be at choir unless I do a late night one. But I've got 4 videos that I actually have to do updates. I'm not doing a second one, Belinda. I can't do it myself. So I'm probably going to do some pre-recorded videos for tomorrow. And anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your support. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't joined. We have membership available. Yes, and Rick lives in the corner behind the bar. So thank you very much. And I'll see you live again on my Tuesday, your Monday morning. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.